Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the regular City Commission meeting Monday, August 24th. At this time, I'll call to order the public hearing number 1. Roll call, please.
Whedon.
Here.
Bianski.
Yep.
Money.
Present.
Swam.
Present.
And George.
Here.
Thank you. At this time, I'll take a motion to open public hearing number 1.
I'll move to open public hearing number 1.
Thank you. Do we have support?
Money I'll support.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay, the purpose of this public hearing is to receive public comments regarding the proposed ordinance 2026.09/455, workforce housing payment in lieu of taxes, the pilot ordinance. The proposed ordinance would establish a process through which qualifying workforce housing developments or rehabilitation projects may receive an exemption from ad valorem, valerium property taxes instead of pay an annual service charge in lieu of those taxes. At this time, the City Commission will hear public comments on the proposed ordinance. All persons wishing to comment shall be given opportunity to do so. Any person addressing the Commission shall do so at the podium, state his or her name, and direct their comments directly to the Commission. In the event that many people wish to comment, I, as presiding officer, may determine that the person speaking shall limit his or her comments to 3 minutes. As a presiding officer, I may terminate any public comments that are unreasonably lengthy, violate the city's rules of procedure for the City Commission meetings, are unrelated to the subject at the public hearings. At this time, is there any public comments on proposed ordinance? Okay, seeing no one approach the podium, at this time I'll take a motion to close the public hearing.
This is Money. I'd move to close the public hearing number 1.
Thank you. Do we have support?
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay, at this time I'll call to order the regular City Commission meeting. May we have roll call, please?
Whedon.
Yes.
Bianski.
Yes.
Money.
Present.
Swam.
Present.
And George.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, at this time we have some recognition in the house for a very, very wonderful person. I'm going to read a proclamation now. At this time, whereas Giola Lewis celebrates her 90th birthday on August 22nd, 2026, marking 9 decades of life defined by family, service, compassion, and care for others. Miss Lewis has called Buchanan home since the age of 18, when she moved to our community from Mississippi and began building a life that would become deeply connected to generations of Buchanan residents. And Buchanan is a community where Miss Lewis and her family raised 5 children, establishing roots that have grown stronger through the years and creating a legacy that extends well beyond her immediate family. And throughout her life, Miss Lewis has served as a caretaker not only to those closest to her, but to countless others throughout the Buchanan community, consisting in offering her time, compassion, support, and helping hand whenever someone was in need. And Miss Lewis worked for many years at the Moccasin Elementary School, where she touched the lives of generations of children who passed through those doors, providing the kind of care, encouragement, and presence that helped make the school and our community a better place. Her commitment to others ended with her work at the school, as Miss Lewis has long known as one of the first people to answer the call when a neighbor, friend, family, or community member needed help. The true impact of life cannot always be measured by the titles or accomplishments, but rather by the people who have been helped, encouraged, cared for, and made better because of someone was there and when they needed them. As Miss Lewis celebrates this remarkable milestone, the City of Buchanan recognizes not only her 90 years of life, but also the extraordinary number of lives she has touched throughout those years, and the lasting impact she has made on the community she called home for more than 7 decades. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the City Commission of the City of Buchanan, Michigan, on behalf of the entire Buchanan community, hereby recognize and honor Giola Lewis on the occasion of her 90th birthday, expresses its sincere gratitude for her lifetime of service and care for others, and wishes her continued happiness surrounded by the family, friends, and the community life she has enriched. So, Ms. Giola Lewis, thank you so much. That's so good. That's right. Yeah. Excuse me, I just need to sign this real quick. Judge.
Did you come up here, Mark? I was going to ask where those were at. Good thing we had a break.
Good thing Patrick got me.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're good.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Pledge of allegiance.
Okay, at this time, would everybody join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. At this time, Ms.
do it.
George, are you going to do that? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Lord, we come before you tonight and ask that this meeting would be productive and your favor would be upon our community, our staff, and our residents of Buchanan. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Thank you, Ms. George. Okay, at this time, I'll take a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll move to approve the agenda as presented.
Thank you. Do we have support?
I'll support it.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. Okay, at this time, we will take public comment for agenda items only. Please approach the podium, state your name for the record, and please keep your comments to 3 minutes. Okay, seeing no one approach the podium, move on to the consent agenda. I'll take a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Thank you. Do we have support?
I'll
On it.
support.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. We do not have any scheduled matters from the floor. We do not have any reports by departments, committees, or boards. Unfinished business. Ordinance 2026.09/455. Consider the first reading of the said ordinance, a workforce housing payment in lieu of taxes, and schedule second hearing for the reading on September 28th. At this time, I'll take a motion for that first reading.
I move to approve the first reading of ordinance 2026.09/455 and schedule the second public hearing and reading for September 28th, 2026.
Thank you. Do we have support?
This is money I'll support.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski,
Yep.
Money,
Yes.
Swem,
Yes.
and George.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to new business, crossing guard agreement. Consider the 2026-27 crossing guard agreement with Buchanan Community Schools.
Great, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
What you have before you this evening is a crossing guard agreement that we do on an annual basis with the schools. The form of this agreement, it follows exactly what's been approved in the past. It includes a 50-50 cost split between the school district and the city for these services, as we've done in the past as well. I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'll take a motion on the crossing guard agreement.
This is money I'd move to approve the 2026-2027 crossing guard agreement as presented.
Thank you. Do we have support?
Yes, I'll support.
All right, Dan, go ahead.
I got a question,
Yeah,
too.
go ahead, Dan.
Has Buchanan ever used high school students for crossing guards, and where do we have crossing guards at?
You have to be over the age of 18 to be a crossing guard. So if there's a high school student that is of that age, we can use them. It's just a matter of, they will have to miss class about an hour before and after school like that. Usually our main crossing areas are at main intersections where our schools are at as far as for elementaries. So I know Fourth and Moccasin is one of our main crossing guard areas, along with Fifth and Main. And we also have one at Fifth and Moccasin. And then there's one at Chippewa and Terracoop. And there is one at Front Street and Ottawa.
Have we ever used high school students as crossing guards?
We have not, but
We-
if they are 18, they do have to pass a background check.
Yeah, see, I was trying, Harvey, to get away from having to pay them. And I thought, I mean, we're going way back. you know, way back as far as when high school students did a lot more than what they're doing now.
Yeah, no, it becomes a liability issue for the city, but if they do get paid, because they do have to, and we're training our crossing guards this week, which is required every year, and things, but yeah. they-
Thank you, because I've never had that clarified.
Actually, I'll answer part of that question, because in 1962, or roughly there, I was a crossing guard at Front Street.
Yeah. When I was
And I think I still have my patrol belt.
when I was in
Should wear it.
elementary school, I used to be a crossing guard for a
Me
grant.
too.
But, yeah, you know,
And that was
in
safety.
those days.
Safety patrol, yeah.
Yeah, safety patrol is what
That's
it was
right,
called.
different.
We can have safety patrol.
The little white belt
as
with
crossing guards,
safety patrol.
Yeah.
right, but they can't take control of that.
Makes
I
sense.
got fired from bus patrol, 3rd grade.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
I was going to say that. Okay, roll call, please.
Bianski,
Yes.
Money,
I did.
Swem,
Yes.
George,
Yes.
and Whedon.
Yes, thank you. Moving on to item B, School Resource Officer, consider the SRO agreement with Buchanan Community Schools.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
This is essentially a renewal of the agreement we did over the past year with the schools. 75% of the officers' costs will be covered by the school district. 25% of that cost will be covered by the city. Harvey's got secured a grant from our community policing to cover our local share of that, so it really doesn't have a big impact. All the feedback we've gotten from this last year is our officer, Phil, who was there, did a really great job, reduced the number of calls we had to go out to the schools. I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Is the state going to continue this grant?
It's hard to say. We're about to see new administrations. We're about to see, we've got elections coming up. We'll have a little more clarity on that after these November elections, kind of what whoever wins, where their policy initiatives and focus will be. There's no guarantee, no, either way.
Cool, all right. At this time, I'll take, oh, sorry. Yeah, we'll do a motion, then we'll do a.
Got to do a motion first
Yeah,
before
we'll
we
do a
have
motion.
discussion.
Yeah,
I would move to approve the SRO agreement with Buchanan Community Schools as presented.
thank you. Do we have support?
I'll support.
Thank you. Further discussion?
I see Officer Phil. Saw him tonight at school working.
Yep.
I think he's been a great presence. I really have enjoyed him. I know my kids love him. They all think it's a great representation on, building a relationship with your local police force, and he does a great job. So
Yep. And he's an assistant coach for this high school soccer team as well, so there's another presence of his existence in the school system, so.
That was going to be my question. Is Phil still going to be the SRO there then? Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. Okay, roll call, please.
Money,
Yes.
Swem,
yes.
George,
Yes.
Whedon,
Yes.
and Bianski.
Okay, moving on to item C, proposed ordinance introduction and scheduling public hearings and first reading for September 28th. Consider the introduction of the following proposed ordinances and direct staff to schedule the required public hearings and first readings for the September 28th City Commission meeting, following commission review and recommendations. The ordinances within this meeting will be ordinance number 2026.10456, a map amendment, rezoning of East 3rd Street and Skyline Drive, North Newton Natural, to I Industrial. Ordinance number 2026.10/457, Unified Development Code Amendment, Downtown Design Review Overlay District. Ordinance number 2026.10458, Unified Development Code Amendment, Fencing, Lighting, Screening, Landscaping Standards. And finally, ordinance 2026.10459, Unified Code Amendment, Sign Standards. So at this time, I will take a motion on that meeting scheduling.
I move to approve the introduction of ordinance number 2026.10/456, map amendment rezoning East 3rd Street, Skyline Drive, N Natural to I Industrial. Ordinance number 2026.10/457, Unified Development Code Amendment, Downtown Design Review Overlay District. Ordinance number 2026.10/458, Unified Development Code Amendment, Fencing, Lighting, Screening, and Landscaping Standards. Ordinance number 2026.10/459, Unified Development Code Amendment, Sign Standards. And schedule the first public hearing and the first readings for September 28th, 2026.
Thanks, Patrick. Do we have
Did you get all
support? Do we have support?
This is money I'll support.
Larry took the easier way out.
Somebody had it.
That's great. Discussion?
You wanna? Got anything to add, Kristen?
So there's three, the first item is a map amendment rezoning, and that's
Mhm.
associated with, we realized after the new zoning ordinance was adopted that that property had been rezoned and probably error, and they really need to keep it in the industrial district for their due care plan that they have. That's some old Clark equipment property, and it's where the McCoy Creek Trail runs through, so.
Mhm.
We have that one, and then the other three are all associated with the Unified Development Code zoning ordinance, and regarding the downtown design review overlay district. Currently, there are no standards in the document for how you would review something. So the design review committee came up with some standards, which we've incorporated in there. And also, to make it easier, we created an overlay district similar to what we did for the short-term rental overlay district. So we have new standards, we have better processes, we have an appeal process that would go to the planning commission, because there was no, if I got turned down there, where do I go? That wasn't listed, so that's now incorporated in that document. The design review committee did most of the work, and then the planning commission did recommend approval of it, or that it go for public hearing. The next one, we consolidated 3 sections of the Unified Development Code, fencing, landscaping, and buffering into fencing, lighting, screening, and landscaping. We've expanded the rules. Originally, the document required permits to remove trees. That has been removed, and we just have a set list of trees that are allowed. The process of your tree isn't on this list, what we'll do, basically Tony and I can review it. If we need to go to
Bless
the tree board, tree friends, we can do that. We added in regulations pertaining to lighting on commercial property, because there were none, and that's kind of important now going forward. And then we also came up with better landscaping or screening information. We also have regulations for screening of dumpsters, outdoor storage. Seems like there was one. There's the other one. So the planning commission's been working on that one probably since
Bless you.
January, February. We think this will be easier for people to understand and find the rules and associated with it. And then the last one was sign standards. The regulations that were adopted had some things that were kind of concerning. So we've gone through, and in each of these 3, we basically deleted all the existing language and redid everything. We have incorporated some of the original language, but it was easier for text showing that it's just a complete delete and restart. So we have some definitions for signs. We've also incorporated, if your sign doesn't comply with the rules and regulations, there's a process going to the planning commission rather than ZBA for a variance. You could ask for a sign modification. It's not a public hearing. And that appeal, let's say if they didn't like what the planning commission decided, it would go to the city commission for review. Rather than if you go to ZBA, things end up, your only appeal option in ZBA is the court system. And so this keeps it a little more low-key, a little more easier to use. It also, the modifications specifically call out the types of modifications you can ask and puts limits on it, so someone could not come in and ask for a 300 square foot wall sign. You know, we've limited it. A lot of the rules are the same. One thing that got changed towards the end was decreasing the minimum clearance from the ground to the bottom of a sign or awning sign in anywhere from 8 feet to 6 feet 8 inches, and that's an ADA acceptable amount. 8 feet was in the previous sign regulations, and I didn't bring it up because I'm like, oh, that's what they wanted. So, but as we got closer to the end, Tony and I looked at some things and decided 6'8" was better. That's more accommodating for people. So there's regulations based on your zoning district. It also now calls out information for signage, like at a church or the proper non-commercial or commercial properties that are in residential areas. You know, it's a little easier to figure out what your signage requirements would be. So it's still an administrative staff review for signage unless it doesn't comply.
Wow. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, seriously, it's unbelievable amount of work you're putting in, so I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now this outdoor storage, that's going to consist of,
Screening or fencing.
yeah, and then that's going to have to be
It'd be on a site
enclosed
plan.
within that where it can't be seen.
Yeah, So there's different levels, and again, like if you're in the industrial area, and you're abutting another industrial piece of property, there's less screening requirements, because you're next to probably the same type of use, so, the fencing regulations, we added a lot to that. The existing rules in the code, prohibited the use of chain link, which seemed kind of odd.
That is
So
strange.
the planning commission was supportive of chain link in the rear yards and in the side yards, not in the front yard. So I think that's a good compromise regarding chain link, because people do use that. And since reviewing fence permits, I've had 2 that wanted to do chain link. So, and one of them ended up doing a 6-foot board-on-board fence. So just tidying up a few things, putting in some definitions so it's more clear. And with the fencing, the landscaping part, we also had to get into what a yard is. That was not defined. So your front yard is from the front face of your building, and your building might not be completely parallel to the street. It might jog if you have like a front load garage. That part of is your front yard, but back here where your door is your front yard too. So you can't put a fence starting where your garage is closest to the lot line. It kind of undulates around. So I think it'll make it better. Most people have been fine with the fence regulations. We also would now require or make it very clear that the good side of the fence faces out towards the neighbors rather than inward. It's just something that happened, but we're making good progress on it. But I couldn't, originally we were hoping to combine them all into one ordinance, but it kind of messed with me a little and I couldn't do it. So that's why it's 3 separate ones, and it works out a little easier, I think. So.
Great.
Then they're gonna have the restrictions and I'll say fines or whatever. That's something that's gonna be
So.
processed
Yeah. That's
later
process.
on.
No, the process is already established in the Unified Development Code, and it is a civil infraction. But a lot of the rules, especially for landscaping, if you're an existing business, aren't really gonna make you go back. I'm not gonna go to McDonald's
Right.
and say you need
Well,
landscaping.
grandfathered.
If you do an addition onto your building over a certain amount, then we're gonna start requiring some things to happen. And that's fine. So most places, until we start, if you get some new construction, that's probably when it'll be more important now in regards to screening dumpsters. That's something we can start doing, once the rules are established. If we got into a rotation for where we review things, we can say, hey, okay, it's time for you to screen your dumpster and, move it along. And, lighting is another thing. We picked out a foot candle requirement at the lot line of 0.5, and that also then kind of goes in towards the sign ordinance. One of the probably good things I think about the sign ordinance is in regards to changeable face boards, the message boards that
Oh.
change. We limited or recommending limiting the size. So if your freestanding sign could be, we'll just say 50 square feet, that changeable message board cannot occupy more than 50% of that 50 square feet. So you don't get all that big signage, it'll be a portion. And there's some controls for like hold time and, that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of new definitions for signs, and that a lot gets back to the freedom of speech and the U.S. Supreme Court ruling from 2015. Probably in regards to that, it's about temporary signs, because the way the code is written right now, temporary signs at a house, I think it was like, I don't remember the number, like 50 square feet, which is kind of a lot. And that's not really what's been in keeping with what sign ordinances have done. So this ordinance, if you're a 1 to a 4 unit dwelling building with 1 to 4 units, you're allowed 24 square feet of temporary signage. I can't read what's on your signage. I can measure what's on your signage, and I can measure the height and the placement of it on your property. So it could be a Go Bucks sign, it could be an election sign, it could be a real estate sign, it could be any of those. It could be my church is having a garage sale. It could be any of those things, but you're not supposed to read it. So it's limited to a total of 24 square feet with a maximum size of 6 square feet per sign. Most of those signs you see are 3 to 4 square feet. or 2 square feet even. So you can get a fair amount of signage on your private property for temporary stuff. So, and that's one of the big things that was, I found kind of lacking when I was reading it, was because that's why most people are redoing their sign ordinances, because of this 2015 Supreme Court ruling.
But then other commercial type signs would be grandfathered in if,
All the signs are considered non-conforming if they're there, for regular signs. If temporary signs,
yeah.
they go away. The district court system we are in, which picks up Ohio and like Kentucky and Tennessee and wraps around, we cannot require, let's say, like AutoZone. When AutoZone went into the old Rite Aid, that sign was non-compliant, but because they were just changing the piece of plastic out, we could not require a permit to do that. So it's still there. Now, if you came in and you wanted to take down that sign, then you need to comply with the new rules.
So like the Presbyterian Church, American Legion.
Everybody who's there now is protected
They're
and
good.
grandfathered in.
That's what
That's
thought.
where I was going.
I knew you were
figured.
But if you came in and you need a new electronic message board, then you're gonna have to meet the new rules.
We were very explicit in existing, leaving it alone.
Yeah.
We were very explicit in repairing, but you couldn't, even in repairing, if you have to completely destroy to replace, that's a new sign.
That's a new sign.
Yep.
But if you can redo
But if you can
an
do-
old sign,
Redo the internals.
right, so I mean, she did a lot of work, but I mean, we had to proofread it and
Yeah.
argue it, and I mean, there was 7 people up here, so you had 7 different opinions. So, and I mean, I was more worried, I didn't want to beat up on people that's been doing business, and I didn't want to beat up on people, so I mean, and you can only go at this so long, and I mean, the city's gonna go after quarter city, just so that the word gets out, because it's gonna take a while, because this is, let's just say it again, 50 years neglect. And now we're bringing it up to the 21st century,
Right.
and we're almost into the 22nd century. But it's been written so that it can be repaired or amended. So I mean, and,
So, because your sign ordinance is in your it's in your Unified Development Code zoning ordinance, you cannot have an amortization schedule. Like if it was just, the previous sign ordinance was in the Code of Ordinances, there you could have done an amortization schedule to say, in 10 years, all of the non-conforming signs have to be gone. You can't do it if it's in the zoning ordinance, because it's set up differently.
Okay.
Well, everybody knows where I was going with it,
Yeah.
so.
We're not gonna make anybody, the sign
Yeah,
police are not gonna be out.
I mean, I was
saying
looking
you need
after.
change, exactly.
Yeah. Our interests
Yes,
on the hill.
yes.
Great. Roll call, please.
Swam,
Yes.
George,
Yes.
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski,
yes.
and Money.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to item C, Economic Development Incentive Policy. Consider approving the proposed economic development policy.
Great, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Before you this evening, you have a draft of the proposed economic development incentive policy. What this does, it covers all the various tax incentives somebody, a developer, could ask from the city, whether that's a brownfield, whether that is a workforce housing, whether that's obsolete property, industrial facilities. It provides a framework and a structure to which we will consider those. As we know, we're seeing a lot of development just in the community right now, ever since we've done the downtown project and some other things. What this does is provide a standard approach, regardless of the project, regardless of the program, that ensures that we are evaluating all the projects through the same lens, and also that we are given the appropriate amount of tax breaks when requested and not more than the project needs. It really gives us kind of the framework through which we will review and make recommendations to you guys moving forward on this.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, I'll take a motion on the Economic Development Incentive Policy.
I'll move to approve the economic development incentive policy as presented.
Thank you. Do we have support?
This is money I'll support.
Thank you. Discussion? Okay, all right. Roll call, please.
George,
Yes.
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski,
Yeah.
Money,
Yes.
and Swam.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to item D, city vehicle fleet, consider the amended leasing agreement.
Great, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
As you know, last year, we entered into a leasing agreement with Enterprise to start to modernize our fleet. We have a lot of vehicles that were well past their useful age, which make replacing them all at once rather expensive. We did 3 vehicles last year. We're looking to replace 2 more this year under that same agreement. These are budgeted leases. One is for a new dump truck for the cemetery to take care of that there. One is for the Public Works Department to replace, I don't know if you've seen the white 2006 truck running around town. So these will add those 2 to our current lease agreement. What we're hoping and what we're planning is now that we've got these 5 really old vehicles replaced, start getting back to purchasing our vehicles again starting next year. 2 years out the latest, but this got us caught up. It got us to where we need to be with our fleet, a little more modernized. Now we can start proactively planning purchases again.
Great, love that.
Thanks, Tony. Okay, at this time, I'll take a motion on the city fleet vehicles.
I move to approve the amended city vehicle fleet leasing agreement as presented.
Thank you. Do we have support?
I'll second. I got
Thank you.
it.
Go ahead, Dan.
This is gonna be a couple leading questions, but how much does one of them vehicles cost new? Do you know off the top of your
I
head?
mean, police cruisers going to the last one, we were 55,000 approximately before they were kitted out. Pickup trucks right now, and this is still a number that staggers me, are between 60 and 70,000 right now.
Okay.
And that is a basic as we can
It's a
find.
standard truck.
Pickup truck. It is, what the pricing on pickup trucks particularly the last 5-7 years has done has just been absolutely crazy.
Supply and demand. I was surprised that a police officer truck car isn't more expensive than that.
But we probably
Right,
put
he
another
did
probably
say he-
5 to 10,000 into it once we get it between, and we try to reuse as much of our old radio equipment and that from the previous cars.
Right.
But, you know,
Now, you know, this, and this kind of for Harvey, but, you know, I see we hit another deer, and I mean, there's nothing that you can do to prevent that. But we have a fairly strong, and this is the truck driver in me, you know, I mean, do we have a point system or a policy for if an officer, I mean, how do we determine if an officer can't drive? I mean, and that's very blunt and very crude, but, you know, and
No,
I-
it's a fair question. It's more about what they've been involved with, what type of accident, like deer. That's kind of one of those that, we're in Michigan, so that's one of those, but depending on the driving record, and then if they're getting multiple accidents, depending on if they're at fault, we do send them to driving school. That's just some requirement that we're supposed to do every 3 years anyway, basic driving. There's no point system because that becomes now a union issue. However, depending on the pattern, they can be either put on a personal, a professional improvement plan if they're considering, or if they're consistent in their poor driving performance, which can lead up to, if they don't improve within that time frame, up to termination.
so do you have the final, you as the chief have the final say in all that, or does that go through the city manager?
I have the final say, but I consult with the city manager on that.
Yeah.
Usually we're pretty good about talking about what we see and what we're going to do as far as the disciplinary process.
Well, you were very much more polite than our sheriff, because I asked the same questions of him, because I was really kind of upset of, you know, the fact that he didn't, on call doesn't mean you're allowed to drive reckless. You total out a vehicle, being on call for a call does not merit reckless driving. I mean, and that's the truck driver in me. And having seen pretty good friends get fired for stuff that you didn't think they should have got fired for. So,
And-
okay.
And again, it's based on the nature of what the incident is. If it's something very egregious, yeah, it's going to be more than just, you know, a reprimand or something. It could be termination, but usually you try to follow a process that meets the contract that they have established as much as we can.
Yeah, just for everybody, I mean, I've been slapped pretty hard, and I've been fired a couple times, obviously. But I was a truck driver, and you're out there, you know the rules and regulations, and there was really good companies to work for. And it's not that you could get away with more with one company than another. There was just some companies that were, what's a good word for being nasty? You know, they were disgusting. I mean, they didn't seem like they wanted to keep the drivers, irregardless, you know, so, I mean, it's just something I wanted to point out, because that vehicle, that accident really bothers me. Because the police officer didn't make the call, and he totaled out a vehicle in the process. That's all I got.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Whedon,
Yes.
Bianski,
Yep.
Money,
Yes.
Swam,
Yes.
and George.
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to item E, L&L Air Trim Plant Rehabilitation District. Consider scheduling of a public hearing for September 14th, 7 p.m. L&L Air Trim Collection Systems LLC has requested the creation of a plant rehabilitation district for the properties located at 600 Cecil Street, 607 Berrien Street, and 701 Berrien Street.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
This is the facility that many people know as the EV building here in the community. L&L Air Trim Plant bought that a few years ago. They've been rehabbing the building. They're going to be using a portion of it for themselves. They're looking to remodel the remainder of the building for leasing out to other businesses and users. This is very similar to an industrial facilities exemption you might be familiar with when you're building a new facility. This is the flip side of that coin. It's when you're rehabbing a facility. What this district does, it doesn't grant them anything to begin with in terms of a tax credit. It sets up the property to be eligible for them now to apply a plan for a tax exemption for their future improvements, which we will evaluate through the incentive policy you just recently approved. So it's a two-step process. What's really before you guys right now is just approving these properties to be in the district. Once that's done, they will submit a plan for us for consideration for approval.
Not really. You're just creating the public hearing first.
Sorry, that's right.
To create
That's
the
right, yes,
district, sorry.
We're creating the public hearing.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Next meeting,
I'm way
then you
down
will
the road.
decide if you want to create, yeah, you're jumping ahead.
I'm way down the road.
You were good,
Sorry.
though. Okay, at this time, I'll take a motion on that scheduling.
This is Money. I'd move to approve scheduling the public hearing for the creation of a plant rehabilitation district for September 14th, 2026.
Thank you. Do we have support?
I'll support.
Thanks, Patrick. Discussion? Just about the public hearing?
Yes.
I'm saying,
Of a
just
meeting early,
just as a
but-
point of fact, like
Yes,
just for
yeah.
the public hearing, if we're not even at the finish line yet, so.
Yes, we got it.
Okay, roll call, please.
Bianski,
Yes.
Money,
Yes.
Swam,
Yes.
George,
Yes.
and Whedon.
Yes, thank you.
I
Okay.
do have one question. What is that street that runs, Berrien Street's the one between the ballpark and L&L, right? That's Berrien Street?
No,
No,
Berrien's
that's
the,
Cecil.
Yeah.
probably
Carol.
the street behind them. It's a non-developed roadway.
The east and west,
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so what's the street?
Cecil's the
talking
one
about
that
the
runs
one
into it.
up-
You got Cecil on the south side.
Oh, that other one. on
What's
the other
the east side?
No,
Carol.
Between the
Carol.
ballpark?
Carol.
Carroll Street.
That's
yeah.
Carroll Street?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So none of the addresses are on Carroll? All the addresses are on
Cecil
Cecil or, okay.
Berrien.
Mhm.
That's why I couldn't figure it out. I knew it was
That's the front of the
three-sided.
building, so.
Yeah.
That's the face of it.
Right,
Interesting.
thank you.
Thanks, Dan. All right, moving on to item F, expenditures. Consider approving the expenditures in the amount of $83,509.32.
Well, Your Honor, I really don't have too many questions because it wasn't very much. I already touched on the deer accident. They replaced, they spent $9,700 out at Mill Pond, but we got a new pump out of that and some other work. So if you don't mind, I'll make a motion to approve the expenditures in the amount of $83,509.32.
Thanks, Dan. Do we have support?
I'll support.
Thanks, Raquel. Roll call, please.
Real
Oh,
quick,
sorry,
just on that
Patrick.
Mill Pond one, Dan, we did talk about that in our water sewer meeting last week.
Yep.
And the grinder pump is installed now, I believe, so hopefully we'll see less. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about what they flushed, but
No.
all we can do is,
And that's still unbelievable to me.
Tony,
Yeah.
regarding that, is
When
there
they
something
talk
that we
about
can do if they do flush stuff and it backs up or whatever?
So
no,
hard to
no, we're,
enforce. How do you prove who flushed
the
it?
agreement
wipe it out.
itself states it's our responsibility.
Yeah, we'd have to.
They're not gonna renegotiate that.
I know this is crazy, but do any cities use any kind of a grinding system getting to the pump? Is there anything?
No, that pump's really your
That's what
first
that
time.
is.
Is that what it is?
Gravity
That's
in a
what the
building.
grinder pump is.
Okay.
Yeah, because everything's in a gravity system until you get a lift station, so
Right.
that's your opportunity, is you're pushing it up with that pump to
Mhm.
grind anything that
Okay.
gets solid, yeah.
Got it?
See, we had the
They're
same thing
expensive.
on Fourth Street, and that was dish soap. Nobody realizes that it's 97% animal fat, and it creates the nasty
The
balls
buildup, yeah.
or
Yeah.
turds, to say nothing else. You know, I mean, that's what they look like when they come out.
It's
And
wipes and towels.
It's
That's what
laundry
I-
soap
Yeah,
and everything
that's what we deal
else.
with the most.
Everything that's flushable ain't.
Yeah.
That's true.
He claims it, right?
Well, it was surprising when they started talking about some of the stuff that went through that pump.
Yeah.
I mean, like T-shirts and
They
everything. I'm
flushing
going,
anything, so.
you know,
These things,
Sorry.
I don't know how it gets down a toilet.
Yeah, I don't either.
Right, right.
Plunger works.
Very good.
Sorry.
Roll call, please. No, you're good.
Money,
yes.
Swam,
Yes.
George,
Yes.
Whedon,
Yes.
and Bianski.
Yep.
Okay, moving on to Communications Michigan Municipal League Annual Meeting Notice.
It's just for your guys' information. I know there was some talks about voting wise, so you guys want to read on that and let us know if anything. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Why do they always have it in the most expensive place in the state? I mean,
Make
I'm
money.
glad, you know, I caught it because it aggravates me. That is the most expensive place in the state. And I don't know, what is their excuse? Because they want to spend the taxpayer money, or
Honestly, I
what do
think
we
it's
pay,
because of-
$5,500
I
a
think
year
it's
for
because of the
dues?
size.
Yeah.
You're talking about a lot of people in one place, and it's kind of hard to find
I mean,
that big of a convention center.
they've moved it around. I mean, they've done
Yeah.
Detroit, they've done Lansing, I think Grand Rapids one year possibly,
Yeah.
so.
It's just a BS session. I mean,
In your opinion,
how much, have you gone to any of them?
I have not been
Right.
to the MML, but I do go to different conferences. I was just at cemetery conference last week, so
I've been
I
to
always
3 of them,
learn
Dan.
and
Have you?
Mhm.
You don't learn anything?
Yeah, at the time, I mean.
That you
it's
can
in-
write down?
At this moment, no. I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean, if you want me to go back and track that.
There are some really good sessions. For example, as we're looking at our fire district stuff, my last one of these, there was a huge session on what's going on with fire trucks and fire equipment in the market. So there are a lot of things that we're all dealing with as municipalities, and it gives us an opportunity to come by and best practices and what people are seeing and.
So it is a convention of 250 people plus?
it's more
Yeah,
than that.
it's more than
Yeah,
that.
it's
It's
huge.
giant, it's 1,000.
That's the reason why they have to have it in those kind of districts, because
Well, I
you gotta
thought,
be able to accommodate the
You're
number of people.
I would say at least 1,000.
At
Along
least
with
1,000,
restaurants
at-
and
at a
everything
minimum.
else.
Yeah, it'll be 1,000 people.
And I tell you, during the time when the cannabis event, you know, the conversation was going on and we were kind of first to the table,
Yeah.
I will tell you, it was extremely important to be there because so many people were misinformed of what they were able
Oh,
to do
yeah.
and not do, as you were well aware.
yeah.
And so I found that very useful to be the person who, you had already gone through the process, the struggles to get it here, and then putting your arms around it, controlling it, instead of letting the cannabis decide what to do, which a lot of the municipalities did.
But I mean, you know, we got casinos now, and Frankenmuth is pretty big. I'm just trying to get my,
That's where I was just at, and there was a.
Frankenmuth?
I was at Frankenmuth and they could only hold 250 of us for cemetery stuff.
Oh, wow.
So,
wow.
yeah,
And the
was
casinos aren't
packed.
any bigger than either, are they?
no.
Yeah, when I
It's
went
hard to
to,
find. You have to have separate rooms for different classes and sessions. It's hard to find.
when I was in
an area
Detroit, it
for
was in the giant convention center. I mean, there was probably
Okay.
probably 10
Well-
rooms of different breakout sessions at the same time.
Well, I've always
So-
wondered, because
Lewis
everything they
Arena,
do
yeah.
that's statewide is, you gotta take
Right there
a
by the river.
ferry to get to the stupid island. And then you gotta walk. You know? I've
You
been
can
there
take a
once.
horse,
You can ride a bicycle.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can
okay.
actually even take a motorized transport for anybody who can't walk. It's the only time it's authorized.
Yeah, but it's not a car, it's a moped.
That's right. It's for people who can't
Yeah.
walk.
I got one of them.
Okay. Moving on to public comments for any non-agenda items. Please approach the podium, state your name for the record, and please keep your comments to 3 minutes.
Okay. I'm gonna talk, okay?
You are absolutely welcome to.
I didn't want you to miss me.
We have missed you.
Yeah, where you been?
No, I meant the last time.
You always come with very poignant questions, so we
I do have a
appreciate that.
question. So, in the fall, when we have elections,
Do you mind stating your name for the record?
pardon me?
State your name.
Tell me who you are.
I mean, we're,
I got you.
we're aware, but just for the sake of process, I appreciate that. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
okay. I like to show up at the polls informed on the issues, on the people running for the different offices and whatnot and stuff. You know, I try to make good decisions. And during the last round of elections for city commissioner, when I showed up here in this room, Man, I had no idea what any of those people stood for, nothing. Half of them, I didn't even know who they were. I'd never even heard of them before. And I wasn't very happy with that, and I was very disappointed that the town would let that situation develop. So I would like to ask at this time, of all 5 of the candidates running for city commissioner, obviously 3 of you are here. The one guy I've never heard of, so I don't know if he's here or not, unless it's you, you're the only person I don't know.
Coach is like, I'm good.
So either here and in person, or maybe a written statement on the community Facebook page, I would like to ask this question. What's so special about you that makes you the most qualified person to make decisions for this town?
I'll answer that in my comments right
Yeah,
tonight.
that'd be perfect. I knew you would want to, Dan, because you like to talk and you like to talk about you. So I had no qualms about you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
that's my question.
It's nice
Very
to
good.
know.
Thank you so much. Good question.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Wait till next week.
Good. I'm looking forward to it. Well, next meeting. Next week we won't be here, but
Yeah, I was just saying, next week we won't be
2
here,
weeks
but-
from now. Okay, moving
Sparked
on.
interest?
Norma?
Nope, you
I'm
sparked
sorry.
interest.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
You, it's
I thought we made it, Norma. I thought we made it. We weren't so lucky.
Norma Ferris. I agree completely. I have asked for resumes. I have asked many times for information. Don't just show me a name. Give me something to think about rather than coming in here and judging you twice a month if you're working, if you're thinking. Let us know. If you want our vote.
Hey,
Talk to
I'm
us.
not up for reelection. Look at those 3.
These two aren't up for reelection.
I
That's
have
2 years from
2
now.
years.
Thanks, Norma. She was giving you the
I
once
know
over,
she was
man.
staring me down.
Yeah.
I'm like, Norma.
Make sure you establish it next time.
I'm pretty sure she
She
had
wanted
my,
a ride.
She had my sign in her yard back
I
then.
believe she
Yeah,
did.
she
I know
had my
she did.
sign.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr.
Tony
Mayor.
McGee?
Yes. A couple things just for you guys. First off, sorry for going down that rabbit hole between the difference in district and a plan and not just scheduling a meeting. For those of you who were able to make it, Terracon, our newest business here in the community, had an open house last Friday. Fantastic national environmental consulting, engineering, materials testing firm that chose Buchanan to consolidate 2 of its operations. Met with them again today. They have actually over 50 people in town employed already, and they expect more hiring to occur over next year. So I think they're going to be a great corporate partner for us to have here in the community, and it sounds like the open house is really good. Next week, starting on Monday, we'll put this on the Facebook page towards the end of the week. We'll be doing a lot of patching work over on River Street between Redbud and the river, so we will be shutting that road down for 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. There will be a detour up around it, and that'll be all posted towards the end of the week here, just so we can keep it safe for everybody while they're out doing a lot of that patching work through there. A couple quick things on staffing. Mike is not here this evening. He's at a parent-teacher conference. Tomorrow marks his 24th year, starting with us here at the city. And for the gentleman sitting at the back table, Harvey this month is his 33rd year. So
All
very
right.
impressive to serve the community as long as he has. So congratulations, Chief.
Thanks, Chief.
That is all I have, sir.
Thank you. Ms. George?
Yes. So I just wanted to go ahead and I have the Faith and Family Day flyers, and I've been trying to put them out everywhere and posting on Facebook, etc. But just want to go through a quick rundown of that. This is this Sunday, August 30th from 2 to 5 down at the Commons, and we will have live worship music, inflatables, petting zoo, pony rides, face painting, balloon animals. We'll have a watermelon bus giveaway, bread and produce, and pantry giveaways. So if you're in need of something, please take advantage of that and come down to the Commons so we can get you hooked up. We have snow cones, popcorn, and cotton candy, free hot dogs and hamburgers all day to the community. Prayer tent and free Bibles, and then the police department is going to be there. Actually, Harvey's going to be singing. So that'll be exciting. Child ID kits is going to be done by the police department, and vision screenings will be done for any children going back to school or homeschooled or whatever the situation is. So those will be done by the Lions Club. And then the fire department will be there, the bookmobile will be there. So we have a lot going on, and it's taken a lot of time to put it together, but it's so worth it every year, and I hope that we have good weather, but just want to do a invite for you guys down there. And then I also sit on Buchanan Area Recreational Board, known as BARB, and we just really make sure, we check in on all the parks. If something needs fixed on the parks, we let Tony know so he can get that taken care of. But we are doing our 5-year plan, and we really need your say. And so if you live in Buchanan City or Buchanan Township, I've posted it on Facebook. I've tried to post it on all of the Buchanan pages and township pages, and then like my own, and I know the city has posted it. But there is a QR code back there, and then if you don't know how to get to it or whatever, please let me know, because I will try to help you as much as I can. Please take this. We want to hear from you. You guys are the taxpayers. You need to tell us what you want to see. And then I also want to let you know that I will be at the farmers market doing these surveys and helping out administer, whoever needs help with that. And so we'll have a booth down there August 29th, Saturday, August 29th, Saturday, September 5th, Saturday, September 12th. And I'm currently working on something with the senior center so I can go in there and maybe help them take it, because it doesn't matter the age, doesn't matter anything really, as long as you're a resident, please take this. Lastly, I did want to say I'm sorry to hear about the gym. It is an incredible loss to our city. I wish we could do something, but I do wish them nothing but well, and hopefully we won't see that building being closed. So I know that they went public with that, so just wanted to say something about that. As far as Miss Gilbert, yes. I was about to call you Miss Moore. Anyway, as far as her question, I think I bring a young perspective to this community. I think that also being a woman, I think that there needs to be diversity on this board, and there needs to be balance on this board. And I feel like I balance the board out, and it is very well balanced, I feel. And so I also love Buchanan, and I really do have the best interests at heart when it comes to Buchanan. I'm not a politician. I don't really look into going further than this because I really don't want to be corrupted. But I just want to say and reiterate that I love being a part of Buchanan, and I love having a say. I think it's important for young people to get involved, and I don't want to just say that I'm running off of just that, because that's not totally true. I like transparency. I think this city does a great job, as it has not always done a great job. And I think that, especially under Tony's leadership, we are really headed in the right direction. But I like to be transparent, and I also, financial stability and accountability is a very big thing for me, and integrity. So those are a few things that I wanted to just let you know tonight, and I appreciate your question, because I've been in those booths where it's like, I don't know any of these people, and so I do appreciate your question, and sorry not to be long-winded, but I do feel like I am best for the job, and I've learned a lot in the last 2 years, and I will always, with my hand on the Bible, I will always make sure that I am doing the best in Buchanan's interest, not mine, not my friends, not people I know, but in Buchanan's interest. So just wanted to answer your question, and I really do appreciate you asking. So thank you.
Thank you, Raquel. Mr. Patrick.
Oh, I wasn't able to make it to our last meeting, but had a fantastic time at National Night Out last month. It was the first time I'd been able to attend it in 3 years before that. So hit the water slide a few times.
I saw you.
We got to make sure we mow sooner.
Okay, got it.
It's all right. Had to throw it out there. Upcoming events, you may have seen the Chili Walk is coming back under the name of the Harvest Festival, but we will be having the Chili Walk. I believe it's October 3rd. It's moved to Saturday instead of its normal Thursday night that we're used to. We're lining everything up with homecoming weekend, so we got a bunch of great organizations partnering together to make that happen. Had the opportunity to attend the DDA meeting last month. Great meeting. Board's got a few things on their plate, but overall, I enjoyed the direction. There was no fighting. I love that. And it seemed productive. Brownfield Committee met this month. Kind of a focus point of the Brownfield Committee, just so we're all on understanding. We're in the mode where we're going to be prepping properties, so we're not waiting for someone to find us and ask us for help, kind of like Tony presented in the economic development plan information tonight. We want to make sure these sites have already been vetted, so a developer can act quickly when the opportunity arises. And there's some benefits within the Brownfield Fund, since there is fund balance there, where it allows us to recapture our spend. So we're putting those in place, similar to all the work we put into the feed mill site. We're putting the hooks in place for those sites to be ready. We've done that as a board already. We're putting the mechanisms in place for us to recapture that investment back through the Brownfield program itself. Some big things happening out at the landfill with some new technology that's showing some massive success in treatment before it comes to cities. So that's a great benefit to our wastewater plant and the amount of work that goes into treating the leachate that comes from the landfill. So more to come on that in the next year, but all signs point to great progress there. And then a lot of progress this week with Bertrand and our extension out to them. It's one of our major efforts right now as to how do you stabilize your water billing, and by getting more users on the system, especially industrial users when we have massive capacity. They're an ideal fit for that, and we've taken some major steps within the last year, but more recently, to make that project come off the ground. So there'll be more updates to come as we secure some more funding, but the state's invested in it, and we're looking for some additional dollars, as well as, Bertrand's got to pay for their own infrastructure. That's part of the deal. So that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Awesome. Thank you, Patrick. Dan?
Everything Raquel said, but I'm not a woman. I'm a curmudgeon. The beauty, the beast. I'm not scared of asking questions. I've been beat up pretty hard down here, and I came out ahead of it. I'm proud of being beat up. I'm proud of my record. I'm proud of what I've accomplished down here. I'm very happy with what we've got in administration staff now. I enjoy the people I'm working with way more than I could say either other terms, way more. And some of them are still the same guys, but it's a completely different world up here now. We are accomplishing something. I can't ever catch Tony out. I've tried. He's pretty sharp. I can't say that often enough, and I go out of my way to catch him, and he knows that. So the longer we're around and working together, the more he's on top of me, or, I'm getting older and slacking. I don't know. But other than that, I love it. I called it a hobby when I first started, and that's the way I look at it. I got told that it was disgusting that I called it a hobby, but what else do you do for the love and not the money? Because it ain't the money I'm doing it for. If I wanted to do it for the money, I would be a senator of the U.S. or a congressman. But since we're doing all the groundwork for them guys, they get paid for it. We don't. Thank you for the discussion tonight.
Yeah.
And good luck.
Absolutely. Same to you.
Oh, I do want, Tony Hauser is not running.
Thank you for putting that out.
I want to make that public. He is not running. He's made it very public he's not running. He's going to be moving out of the community.
But he will still be on the ballot, is that correct?
He will still be on the ballot because
But
he
he's-
can't get removed.
Right.
But I'm hoping, I asked him to make that announcement on Facebook mid-October, told him, you know, that I was going to, because it's in my best interest and everybody, you know, to not dilute the vote. There's no sense in voting for somebody that can't sit up here. So, that being said, I don't know any more about John Backus than you do. So, thank you.
Thank you. Larry?
Well, I'll start out by congratulating Mrs. Lewis for all the fine work she's done in Buchanan. Congratulations on attaining 90 years of age. That's accomplished within itself. Mary and Norma, God, couldn't think of her name, got how to figure it, not remember Norma's name.
All these years.
A few years back, when Patrick and I first started on this commission, they had a forum, and they brought all the candidates together. And I think Monroe LeMay put that together, and then she had a person, the League of Women Voters.
Yeah.
They had a person who they used as a mediator, and she had questions pointed out for the community. I mean, that were community-based. And it would be great to have something like that come back, because then you get a kind of a feel what, you know, some of these people really think, other than some of the icing that they may or may not throw out there. So, anyway, yeah. But as it's been stated, there's a lot of good things going on in this city. So, just happy to be a part of it. I know we've done our best to make the improvements and everything. And once again, thank you to the staff. Thank you to this commission. That's all I have.
Very good. Thank you, Larry. First of all, Terracon, ironically enough, the soccer coach for the high school, his dad is the one that runs Terracon, so I got to meet him this weekend, and they have a connection because apparently his dad was part of the 99 state track championship team at that time. So instant connection there. Another great asset to Buchanan with a lot of connections, and you know, it kind of just goes round robin with the way Buchanan goes. So happy and excited. They are going to be hiring quite a bit from what they said. They're already outgrowing their property over there on Post Road. So I told them as long as they don't leave that property, I'm okay with them growing. So we established that. It may or may not happen, but more to come on that. Giola, I know she had stepped away, but you know what an accomplishment. As Larry had said, 90 years. My mother's going to be 83. Thank goodness we're living in a world where I do believe that healthcare is much better. I think that the way they're caring for patients is better. Larry can't seem to knock this cough off, but you know we'll figure that out one day. Yeah, so congratulations to her for living such a great life and being here with her family. That was really neat to see. Music on the Commons had their last event on Saturday. What a great season they did. I was unbelievable, as Larry stated at the last meeting. The number of people, and I can't wait for the Commons group to tell us what the total numbers were for the year, because they've got that data. So I'm pretty sure with the influx of additional money from the DDA, that did help to secure better bands, which was requested of them, and they came through. They did what they asked, and I think next year they've kind of set the bar from this year. So. In answer to your question, I've always thought this interesting, and I'm glad you brought that up, because when you're already a commissioner and you're running again, this will be my third term coming up, I look back to when they had the forum. They had a forum, and there was a forum even the years that I ran the first year. And I can tell you at that time, I couldn't have answered that question, except for from a personal level as a professional and a person who had done leadership roles, who had created P&Ls, who had created budgets for my business locally and for regionally for my the locations throughout our region. I think that made me qualified to understand what it meant to be in a leadership role. I couldn't have answered what it meant to run the city under any circumstances. Even to this day, I can't tell you as well as this gentleman and these ladies can tell you how to run a city. I think what we do offer in our situations is an opportunity to understand what policy and how that affects our community, how that affects the individuals who live within our community. And, you know, as for instance, ordinances and things of that nature, is their responsibility as the hired individual to know the details of it. It's our responsibility to understand exactly what it is that they're telling us they're going to change or adapt or update. to put that policy in place. And it's our responsibility to either stop it, adjust it, and make those necessary changes prior to the public seeing what the ordinance is going to be. So I think the qualifications for individuals in this position are difficult to answer, to be honest with you, but I think if they have an established history of leadership, they have an established history of work, that they have faith and belief in the city of Buchanan, that they have a focus, as Ms. George said, on Buchanan and not their own personal agenda. And we have seen it, Dan and I have seen it, well, everybody's been on here, we've been here for years now. And we've sat on this, in this situation where we've seen people who didn't take care of the city the way they should have. They didn't run it with transparency. They didn't run it with kindness and appreciation for the people who live here. So I think I am more than qualified now to sit in this position. I'm very grateful for the 2 opportunities I've had these last 8 years. I'm looking forward to running again and being on the ballot in November. And I hope to stay up here because I've enjoyed this company. Dan is, man, I've watched this gentleman, he got berated for years, and it was because he asked questions, and the questions were never answered, or they weren't answered completely, they weren't answered truthfully. We have one of the most amazing opportunities for this city to prosper than we've ever had in well over 100 years. And the changes that have happened within the city happened because of the people who sit on this commission, who made the decisions to spend the money and do it properly and be transparent. When we have FOIAs come through, we don't laugh at the fact that FOIAs are coming through. We're excited to know that when you get that information, it's the same information we had. We just had preview to that information that you didn't, but the information you're going to get is going to be honest and true. And we have updates from this gentleman on a weekly basis that far exceed any of his responsibility to do so. But we're the most informed commission that's ever sat in these seats, absolutely guaranteed. And I bet you if you were to ask every person up here, they would state the same thing. And that's why we have such peace, why we have such honesty, and we can speak with truth in our voice and not have to concerned about looking over our shoulders. So I hope that's a good qualifying statement for myself. I believe that I continue to represent the commission as best I can. I enjoy being the mayor, and I really do appreciate everything the city does. I appreciate the staff, how dedicated they are to our community, and how dedicated these 4 individuals are to this commission. So I know John Backus is not here. I'm certain that he would say the same thing in lieu of his knowledge of how the city runs. So, but he's a Buchanan resident who's lived here his whole life, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't know much about him either, but just like the rest of us, we do it because we love our city and not for the money. That's absolutely the truth. So I hope that answered your question. I could definitively go on for hours, but I will not. So thank you very much for everybody who attended. At this time, I will take a motion to adjourn.
This money I'll move to adjourn.
Thank you. Do we have support?
I'll support.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Usually none.
Thanks for coming, Deb.